Hello everyone, and welcome to the Narcissistic Abuse and Recovery Care Network. I'm Dean, your host on this journey through narcissism and understanding the narcissist. Today I'm going to present you episode 12, and this again is not an actual episode I had planned, but I'm kind of fitting it in between some other things I was actually doing, and the title of this episode is actually "This is a Message for You." And when I say this is a message for you, I mean my viewers. Basically, what I want to talk about in this episode is the factor that whatever happened to you pertaining to your narcissist, it wasn't your fault. The narcissist is after something from you, and the reason the narcissist targeted you is because you had all of the attributes that they wanted in somebody. They were looking for a certain thing. Narcissists are very, very picky about the victims they pick out. They're going to pick out somebody who's going to supply them with fuel in the best way that they can. And usually people who are empathic or people who are, have a lot of things to give, a lot of accolades to give to people who are very positive and just generally good people in their nature altogether, are the ones that narcissists pick out. So if a narcissist picked out you to target, the odds are you're probably a pretty good person. I know for myself, I try to be very good to the people around me. And though I'm not perfect as a human being, for the most part, I try to be as good as I can with everyone, and to be legitimate and to be very caring with anyone that's around me, my friends or family or anybody else of this nature. And this is what I have to say. That narcissist picked you out because you were literally the cream of the crop. They actually targeted you. They probably knew you through some time that they spent with you, or you just had some characteristics that they learned over time when they first met you that made you a target for them, and it made you the most tasty dinner basically to them because they could get out of you what they wanted. And you really should not feel bad for that, because these are people, the narcissists I'm referring to, who are after fuel. This is what their whole goal in life is. It's probably nothing personal. These are people who have a disorder. They suffer from problems in their life very often, and most of the time is the case that they've been abused, either physically, emotionally, sexually. Something has turned them into the narcissist that they have become. And they look for attributes that are positive in other people that they can use, because those attributes in their self usually aren't present. Their brains don't work properly anymore because their brains have been rewired, usually from years of traumatic abuse from a young age. They don't feel the same way normal people do. They don't act the same way normal people do. They basically just take you and they run you through the meat grinder to get whatever fuel they need out of you, or whatever results they need out of you that have to do with their narcissistic need for supply. Now, when they do these things to you, it can cause most of us, myself included, a bunch of different trauma things that go. We have problems, we'll have problems dealing with other people after we've been through narcissistic abuse. There is actually a condition that results from narcissistic abuse called PNSD, and that is post-narcissistic stress disorder. And a good majority of victims after narcissistic disorder actually suffer from this. It can cause a whole bunch of different things to happen with a person who's been exposed to this. And I'll actually be doing an episode later on some of the things that this causes in a victim of narcissistic abuse. So at a later time we'll talk a little bit more about those particular things. This is also closely related to the condition known as PTSD, or post-traumatic stress disorder, which of course affects people and causes all kinds of problems in their life. But essentially what happens with narcissists here is that they're just in a position where they're just trying to gain something off of somebody. Very often lower level narcissists sometimes know or don't even know that they are narcissists, and they just do things to people. Of course, the higher and ultra level narcissists, they are aware of what they do, and they consciously make choices to use people and to condition them. And basically, when you become the victim of a narcissist, what happens is they condition you over time, very similarly to the way they may have been conditioned when they were younger with whatever type of abuse they may have endured. And they put you through evaluation and devaluation like this. And what this does is this basically retrains your mind to always be literally on guard, or literally on the fence as to what's going to come next with them. This abuse over time trains your brain to never really know exactly what's coming next. So you can have something coming from them that is suddenly a positive thing, and the next moment they can be just running you into the ground, and you don't actually know what comes next a lot of time with a narcissist, because of their whole tactics of valuing you and devaluing you, and taking you when you're not useful to them, and putting you on a shelf for use later. It's just all over the place with them. But one thing you can rest assured of is that whatever's gone on with the narcissist, it was never your fault. This is a person, the narcissist, who is just not normal anymore. Their brains aren't normal. They do not act normal. They do not deduce things normally. They often have all kinds of other attached disorders, such as bipolar disorder, or borderline personality disorder, multiple personality disorder. All of these things can be associated within the problems of what they are as a generalized narcissist himself of any level. I know for me, I've studied narcissism over the past little while, to a great extent, actually, over the past year and a half or so. And in the process of me studying this, I've come to understand my most recent narcissist very well, and exactly what she is and how she behaves. And through this personal understanding of my own, I've come to realize that this person has probably endured a lot of abuse in their life in the past. I know that they have abuse anyway, because they have talked to me about it when I was involved with them in a romantic way. And even when I was friends with them earlier on, before any of that happened. And through my understanding my own narcissist, I've come to the point where I no longer have any negative feelings towards this person, because I realize that she has a problem. She has a problem she can't really control, and in some ways it's very unfair for me to be targeting her in an angry way when she herself has endured abuse that has made her what she is today. So I no longer feel any animosity or anger towards my narcissist. For myself, I actually feel compassionate towards her in certain ways, because of what she's endured, and the factor that she didn't ask to be what she was. Like this, she didn't ask to be made this way. She was made this way through the abuse of other people, and this is just what she is. Now, for some of you out there, you may actually have anger issues towards your narcissist and the way they behave with you. That's fine if you feel that way. There's definitely a legitimate reason behind anything you may be feeling in that nature, or of that nature, for the person that abused you. And some of you won't be able to come to the realization that your narcissist abused you because they themselves went through abuse and it made them this way. If that's the case, that's fine. But again, always remember that this person, when they picked you out to abuse you, they saw something in you that was very good. They saw something positive in you. They saw that you were a kind, caring individual, and that you would provide them with this fuel, because this is what most narcissists look for in the beginning. They look for somebody who is an amazing, positive provider of fuel to them. And then later on, when they deal with them, this is when you go into the devaluation phase with them. And often when they start treating you more negatively, because they don't only seek the positive fuel from you, they also seek negative fuel. They're just looking for fuel in general off of you, and any type of attention you can give them, positive or negative, will fuel them and actually be part of their fuel source. So for you guys out there, I just wanted to say to you, whatever you've done and whatever you've endured here, as far as being abused by your narcissist, you were never the problem in this instance. These are people who just have their own whole list of problems going on in their lives, and they're doing this to you because of faulty wiring in their heads and because they're just not normal people like all of us are. So I just wanted you guys to know that you, as far as your responsibility for what went on with your narcissistic abuse, it was probably really, really minimal. The only thing you're probably really guilty of is being a really good person, and perhaps not being, not being aware enough to actually recognize that you were being abused by a narcissist until perhaps it had gone sometime into your relationship and you became aware of this after a while. So none of this is really on you. You're really completely innocent in this instance, because narcissists have a whole thing that they do with everyone to pick people out, and usually they pick out people who are the best at providing them fuel, and often this is because people that they pick out who are just really good people, and this is what they look for. So this is one of the things I just wanted to say in between my other episodes I was making today, and I wanted to give you guys this message here to try to make you feel better if you're watching this, and for you to just know that you were never really to blame for any of this. This is just something that happens with the narcissist, and as sad as it is, this is something we just all have to endure. And I had to endure this as well myself, and I understand exactly where all of you are coming from and what you've all gone through in this way. So I'm completely sympathetic to anyone out there who has endured the same type of narcissistic abuse that I have. So this has been episode 12. I'm just going to let you guys go and say just stay tuned here. I've got some other episodes coming up that are going to be interesting, and I'm going to say goodbye. Good day to all of you, and I hope you guys have a great day.